What's up, guys? Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Hello.
What's up, everybody?
Hello.
My name is Emmyn.
My name is Danielle.
And welcome to our channel.
We are married.
And we're 19.
And we only speak in
French.
Nope.
Bonjour.
We finish each other's.
What? I think she's trying to say we finish each other's sentences.
And that's the only way that we
live.
Communicate.
Hi guys. I don't know if you guys could tell from the title of the video, but we are married.
Yes, we are.
And if you go through our recent videos, there's a lot of debunkle trash.
What?
Debunkalogoness.
What?
In the comment section of our videos. Everybody wants to know, well, not everybody, nowhere near everybody in the world. Danny told me this morning there's about 8.5 trillion people in the world.
Nope, I didn't say that.
So less than 0.0001% wants to know. But if you're in that 0.01%,
this is for you.
welcome.
Hello. We're gonna tell the story of our wedding, kind of leading up to it, right after our engagement. Until then,
Like the like button, guys.
subscribe to the subscribe button.
Click
we
it.
upload every Wednesday and Saturday.
Yeah. For now.
But if you want to be notified of it, then subscribe to the button.
To the butt.
All right.
Subscribe to my butt. Let's talk about it. Just getting ready.
Okay, I'll start then. So we got engaged in August of 2018.
Do you know what day?
2019, sorry. We got engaged and we started planning immediately. We actually started planning really fast.
I think that night.
Like literally like the day after.
Yeah.
We initially decided it was kind of, Emmyn almost immediately took the back seat. You were kind of like, I don't really mind how we get married or when it is or what it is. Just you can take care of it. It's your thing. Which was cool because, you know, I liked that. But actually I didn't like it. I wanted him to have an opinion, but he didn't. So we kind of decided within a week that we were going to get married on March 28th, 2020 in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Which is like
3 hours away.
3 hours from where we live.
And it's beautiful and it's gorgeous and we had a place and it was like, yeah, we're gonna do this. Let's be real, guys. We're 19. It's not really a normal thing. A lot of people didn't understand it. So while there were some very supportive people, there were also some who were not. So I automatically, because I'm a big people pleaser, I went into people pleasing mode like that week because everyone's reactions were not the most positive. Like the day of. So within a week I was like, all right, I'm gonna plan this wedding. We're gonna wait like, how many months was it? Like 6 months?
It was
6 months.
August to March.
It's like 6 months, right?
7.
It was 7 months. Like that was a long time. And a lot of people might think that's a short engagement, but I felt like it was a long time. So I immediately was okay, we're gonna wait a while and we're gonna do a big wedding and I'm gonna do what people want me to do. Everybody
was gonna be at that wedding.
I was kind of ignoring what I truly really wanted because I was thinking of what other people wanted me to do, because I feel like a lot of people do that, you know, because they start thinking of what their mom wants and what their cousin wants and what their brother wants or whatever, and it just becomes really negative. So I kind of immediately got into that and I was like, okay, what do people want me to do? I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this.
So yeah, like Danny said, I didn't really have a preference on where I wanted to get married. I just wanted to get married. I don't think she had a big preference either, but like she said, she was just trying to impress people.
Yeah.
So we planned for March, and that was pretty much it. We sent out the save the dates like day after.
We actually did.
So then we started looking for a house, and Danny and I actually wanted to move out before we got married. We looked for apartments, and there were horrible ones. Not ones that we liked at all.
We like drove by some rental houses,
right.
And we were kind of trying to figure out where to live. He had just gotten a new job, so we were like, okay, we need to move closer to the job because it was far away from his parents' house. It was just becoming super, super inconvenient that we did not have an apartment together, a house together. So we're like, okay, we're gonna move in December, get married in March.
Right.
That's what we thought.
Yeah.
So we started looking for places.
So we found this beautiful apartment that we're currently living in October. And yeah, so we waited a month to put the lease down, and then we did in November. And then Danny had a revelation, elevation, tragication.
Up until this point, guys, I'm not gonna lie, it was probably the worst few months of my entire life. August, September, October, November. Some of the worst times of my entire life.
While we were engaged?
Yeah, not because of our wedding, but not because of him, but because, again, like I said, it was really difficult being 19 and engaged, and I'm sure Emmyn relates as well, just because so many people don't approve or like it, or they say negative things or whatever on the internet, in person, like just so many things. So I was having a real internal struggle because I had planned this big wedding and I had invited like 100 people almost. I didn't send out invitations, but I sent out save the dates. But I started to feel like, why am I doing something for people? Why am I planning a big party? Why am I trying to please everyone when I'm actually very stressed out about this?
Right.
Like, I wasn't happy, but I was like planning a big party, and I didn't like that at all. So something happened. We were at dinner with his aunt and his uncle in their house, and we started talking about our wedding. And we were like, oh, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna invite these people, and it's gonna be in Chattanooga. And we started talking about it. And they were like, you shouldn't do that. They actually started yelling at us. And they were like, guys, we got married in our living room. And they're like, we had no debt, we had no drama, we had no party, we had nothing at all. It was literally just getting married, and then we were married. And we were like, wow, that's actually, they really started to convince us.
And they knew at the time Dani was having a hard time with everything?
Yeah, so they were like, hey, you don't have to worry about things if you just get married. Then I realized that I didn't want to have a big party, which is actually funny because I remember like 4 years ago, before I was even dating Emmyn, I was like, guys, I don't like weddings. And now, guys, I'm not saying that it was a wedding, okay? Relax. I was like, I don't like weddings. I think it's so silly how people have to pay money for other people to have fun at their wedding. And I made a joke. I was like, I'm going to charge people, make people buy tickets to my wedding because I'm not going to pay for people to eat dinner. I thought it was so silly. And I guess I kind of got that back in November because I was like, I don't want that. I don't want to have a big party. I don't want to impress people. I don't want to feel pressure. I don't want to walk down the aisle and think like, what are people thinking of me? Is my dress nice enough? Is my ring fancy enough? Is my dinner good enough? Is my venue pretty enough? Like, and again, I'm sure people have great weddings and they don't stress about this. I'm not coming for your wedding. But for me personally, I knew that I am more prone to people pleasing and I'm more prone to thinking about other people. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to have a wedding that I honestly don't want to do because I don't want the stress and I don't want the pressure so that I can please people. I'm not doing it. We ended up deciding on a small wedding.
In about early November.
Yes.
Yeah.
And initially it was honestly just going to be like his parents.
And my very Cuban grandma.
But it was honestly like I had this idea of a wedding, and then over here was what I really wanted, and I was kind of sort of inching closer towards it and kind of figuring it out along the way.
Right.
So we were like right here.
Okay.
We were very close.
Yeah. We basically carried it out throughout the whole month of November without telling anybody besides my parents that we were getting married in December.
Everyone kind of assumed it was March.
Right.
However, Thanksgiving, everything changed.
Yeah. By this time, we were like praying every single day.
Every day.
Twice a day.
We're in a small group. We were having them praying about it.
Yeah. For 3-4 months.
We were like, God, please.
So on Thanksgiving, people started coming around. Yeah. Finally, it was the first time that we felt like it was cool.
It was super random. So we ended up inviting a small group of people, but not like super small, and it was like not as big as we planned. It was a nice middle ground. We told everyone it was going to be December 18th, which was, we picked 18. It was a Tuesday.
Yeah, we just like the day 18.
We just liked 18. It's like our number. Because our initial anniversary was 18. So 18 is kind of our number.
Yeah, and
that was kind of it.
It's funny because since everything was going so wrong beforehand, we asked my mom to just take care of everything.
Yes, that's a good detail. Because again, guys, the whole point of this is I do not like to be stressed out. I don't like to worry. So I told his mom, plan my wedding, make the thing pretty, pick a venue. Literally, I don't care. I just want to get married. And I trusted her because I knew that she wouldn't have me getting married in an outhouse. Like, she was going to pick something cool.
But she was planning for 5 people. Then we dropped the news that we invited everybody.
And she's like, cool.
And
this fits 20 people.
Yeah, my siblings were coming now, and her siblings were coming now. So yeah, and then my mom was freaking out because she picked a room for 12 people, and there was about 30 people coming.
Yeah, so it was basically, I think it was over capacity at that point.
Yeah, but it didn't matter. She said the place was like so worth it that we needed to cram in. Okay, guys, so fast forward to the week of December 11th to 18th. We were 7 days out from the wedding.
And we had moved.
Yep.
Like 4 days prior.
We had an empty apartment that we were working on all day long.
Yeah, like furnishing and working on. Did not have time for anything else. And
I had a full-time job.
Yeah, you had a full-time job. It's funny. We didn't do this last minute. Like, we knew we were going to get married December 18th for like 2 months. But for some reason...
It was a very eventful set of months.
And it was Christmas time. It was like 5 days before Christmas. So it was like, we just ended up doing everything the weekend. So, guys, December 17th.
Yeah, day before the wedding.
And my sisters had just taken me jewelry shopping. So I got a little tiara, I got earrings, I got a necklace. I was really excited about it. And they were like, okay, Dani, we're going to take you to get your nails done and get you a massage and everything. It was really nice. So they took me to get a massage, and it was wonderful. I actually slept the whole time, and it was like 90 minutes, and I slept the entire time.
It's like when you wake up and you don't want to move, right?
It was incredible. I slept the whole massage, and then we're like, okay, we're going to go get our nails done. So I drove to the nail place, and then a lady hit my car in the parking lot. So on the same day that I get in a car accident, I also get sick.
Super sick.
Yeah, like it would like hit me all in one day. It was like a really bad cold. I didn't have a fever or anything, but I was like dying. I was so exhausted. And also super random, but when I was driving to the hotel the night before, because we had the hotel the whole day of the wedding, in order to do that you had to have it the night before. So I was like, I'm just gonna sleep there, why not? So I was driving to the hotel, and I ended up having to pull over at a gas station and throw up on the side of the road 24 hours before my wedding, and then get back in my car and drive to the hotel, which is in the middle of downtown Nashville. I had a broken car. The whole side was just demolished. I could still drive it, but it was just crazy. So that was lovely. And I was at the hotel because we were initially going to stay separately. So we already had an apartment together, but it's obviously like tradition to not sleep in the same bed the night before your wedding or whatever. So I went to the hotel, and he was going to stay here. But I was so sick.
The second she got into the hotel, she fell asleep.
And I was like, Emmyn, will you bring me stuff? Because no one was with me. I was far from my house. So he brought me
Vapor rub.
like Advil or something.
I got you Advil, Airborne, orange juice. What is the berry that everybody drinks?
Oh, elderberry.
Elderberry.
He got me all the medicines.
Yeah.
And then by the time he got to the hotel,
it was like, so I got there like 11 p.m. So basically, Dani and I were crunching numbers for this day. Like, we were on a budget. And I did not want to pay for valet because it was like freaking $40. Ridiculous. So after 45 minutes of driving around the hotel and not finding any parking, like I even went to parking like a mile away. It was like $80. I was like, screw it. I went to the valet guy. I'm paying $40. I don't care. But God poured a little God sprinkles where I was. And I came up to the valet guy, and I was like, hey, man. I was like, do you know how to drive stick? Because my car was stick at the time. He was like, I mean, yeah. And I said, cool. So I got out of the car, and then he came up to me. He's like, I mean, I can just give you this ticket and not charge you for it. And then...
Lovely.
And then I went into the parking garage.
By then it was midnight.
Yep.
And I was sick.
I was sick, too,
and
now.
He was sick, and it was terrible. So we ended up just staying in the hotel because... And we ruined it. We cursed our marriage.
Yeah.
Forever. Not really. Okay, so... Now we're at the day of.
Day of.
December 18th, 2019.
Right. We wake up at 5 in the morning. Ridiculously early, and we both feel horrible.
We're both sick.
And
because
we realized a couple days before.
We didn't have a marriage license.
And you need one of those.
And we, for real, like tried to get one like the 2 or 3 days prior.
Yeah.
But with his work schedule, it was like you couldn't get out by the time the place was closed.
Right.
So it was like we kept missing it. So we're like, okay, the literal only time we have is our wedding day because he has that day off of work. Because we decided to get married on a Tuesday. We had to drive an hour and 15 minutes in Nashville traffic and get our marriage licenses. Our marriage license, just one. And then we had to take the marriage license. We had to drive 2 separate cars, by the way. But I went up back to Nashville. He went to his parents' house. And then we were to get ready.
And then her sisters and our friend Boone came to
my hotel room.
The hotel where she
Emmyn wasn't there. I was there by myself with my sisters. My sister Catherine took me to get my hair blown out, which is basically blow drying her hair in a really fancy way. And then the rest of my sisters came a little after, and we did our makeup together. My sister Lisa did my makeup.
All while this was happening, I was at my parents' house, and I got ready there. Everybody was late. Everybody was screaming. We were so bothered. My dad was yelling at everybody because the house wasn't clean, and that was more important than the wedding that day. I didn't account that I buzzed my hair off like 3 weeks ago, and I'm growing it out now. So like, there's this really I'm still in the ugly phase. It's like this weird length that your hair can't be tamed.
But it was way worse.
Yeah.
On our wedding day, it was like It was like this long.
Yeah, I remember I walked in and all Dani's sisters were there. I'm kind of fast forwarding to the marriage right now, but I walked in and I was like, guys, I'm wearing a beanie, and they said okay, and then I took my beanie off. I was like, is this bad? They said, yeah, it's horrible.
Put the beanie back on.
Yeah, they all told me to put the beanie back on because my hair wasn't going down. Everybody was trying to pat on it. It wasn't working.
It was terrible. So we did not plan for him to wear a beanie, but honestly, I thought he looked great, so I didn't mind. Okay, so then I got to the wedding a little early because I was on time and everyone else was not, which is funny. The whole rest of the wedding was late and I was early. And so me and Boone just kind of drove around. We took some pictures. We hung out. I cried a little bit. I was really excited. I was listening to 10,000 Hours over and over again. That was my song. And then I was actually in the car chilling, and I get a text from his little sister, and she's like, hey, what song do you want to walk down the aisle to?
We didn't plan this out. Our relationship song is I'll Name the Dogs, Blake Shelton.
Blake Shelton. That's our song.
I told my parents to play that.
And I told them to play, because they texted us separately, I guess. I told them to play 1,000 Years by Christina Perri, but like an acoustic version that has no words.
Yeah, and then I called Dani, and I was like, hey, let's do I'll Name the Dogs. And she was like, but people are going to make fun of us. And I was like, it doesn't matter. It's us.
And I was like, okay.
And then she said, okay. And then I was pissed because walking down the aisle, my mom didn't play I'll Name the Dogs.
Yeah, she played it 1,000.
She played 1,000.
I was actually expecting I'll Name the Dogs.
Yes.
And I would have cried so hard to that.
Yeah.
That song makes me cry now.
So yeah, then we got married. A brief thing about our actual wedding. I'm going to talk about the venue for a second. I told you guys it was really small. And my mom, it was a surprise to us. We didn't know what it was. So we got there and it was a chapel in a tree.
Yeah, it was like...
It was actually awesome. And
it was 30 degrees outside.
Best part about it, there was no AC in this place.
No AC, no heat. It was freezing.
Like, before Dani was walking down the aisle, it was like... Everybody was so cold.
Freezing. I was wearing open-toe shoes.
Yeah.
Which was a terrible idea. No one could even see
I was wearing a button-up shirt with no jacket.
And I was wearing a strapless dress. Like
I had this hot beanie, though.
Yeah, that was good. I was freezing, okay? But, however, when I walked down the aisle and we got to each other and we were like this.
The second it was like this, it was like...
It was super warm. It was like 100 degrees all of a sudden.
And we were both low-key bawling.
Yeah, we were crying a lot.
But we were trying really hard not to.
Well, you were. I wasn't trying hard not to cry.
Oh, I was like this.
I was letting it pour.
But yeah, it got really warm in the room. Like, I didn't need a jacket at all.
Yeah, suddenly it was like burning hot, which was good because I was freezing. We actually went over it with the pastor like the day before, and we were like, he was like, what do you want it to be like? What do you want the ceremony to be like? What do you want me to say? And I was like, I want it to be shorter, not extremely short, but shorter. And I want it to be really faith-based. And I just want it to be real. I don't want there to be any gimmicks or like
no magic tricks.
No magic tricks.
No levitation.
No, but for real, we just wanted it to be about our wedding because again, guys, a lot of weddings just get mixed up and they forget about the marriage. So we wanted it to be about that, and it really was. I thought it was beautiful. It was perfect. It was everything I've ever wanted.
Right.
It was perfect.
Yeah. And I guess the last and funniest thing about the wedding, the pastor was like, okay, now can we have the rings? And my little brother was supposed to give us the rings. And then we're like, Eston, can we have the rings? And he said, I don't have them. And I said, yes, you do. And he said, no, I don't. And my dad was like, Eston, lower your voice. After that, I was like, Mom, they're in your hand. Yeah, guys, that was our story. Comment below if you're
married.
Or
if you're not, or if you're looking.
Yeah.
Maybe you can meet someone in the comments.
Our comment sections are known for starting a lot of very long-lasting relationships.
We're like the new Match.com.
We actually got an email that one person met in our comments 40 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And they're still together.
They've been married ever since. Don't miss that opportunity.
So do that, guys. And yeah, we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.